Hi folks, Scott Cohen here. I want to talk to you a little bit about ACC 4100. That's the VITA Special Topics Tax Practicum course for spring 2025. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take a look at the syllabus, and then I'm going to make additional videos to show you what you have to do to get started. Okay. By the way, I'm going to send this out to you early. Okay, and again. Part of the reason why is you got to pass this testing in order to be in on the course. Okay, so let's take a look at the syllabus first. Okay, let's see. So here's the syllabus. All right, so let me make it a little bigger. Okay, so you could see, put the little pen on here. Okay. All right. So spring 2025, you can see right here. By the way, there's my name. I think. Well, I know not all of you, but I think I know most of you. By the way, if you need to get in touch with me, there's my cell number. Nobody ever calls that office number. Nobody ever calls that number. By the way, if you want to call, that's fine. Text me. By the way, if you text me, just make sure you put who you are, so I know that it's not just a crazy text. And by the way, Friday, VITA is on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. So remember, you need to put 5 hours in from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Okay. Now, if you run into some sort of issues or whatever, you got to let me know, but you need to work these hours. Okay. So, but we can work that out. So what's the big purpose here? Well, a couple things. One, you get to work with, you serve the local community, you get to do taxes, you get qualified by the IRS, you have service learning. So, all of this looks good on your resume, and, it's one of those service things, giving back to the community, and it's a real good experience because, unlike just doing homework, this you're actually doing something, you're seeing your classwork turn into tangible results. Okay. So anyway, we'll take a look at all these items here so you can apply some of the tax law, look at tax issues, do a little bit of research on them, communicate and interact with clients. Again, that's a pretty big thing, especially these days. Not everybody is always so comfortable with that, and having a little practice in that is probably a good thing. Okay, let's go down a little more. I'm trying to go down a little more. Why can't I go? Oh, there you are. All right, so by the way, ethics, big part of this. You got to, by the way, keep in mind, you're talking about people's personal stuff here. So you have to be very careful, okay? Make sure you're ethical, like when you're talking with them, it's kind of like being a doctor. You're not exactly the same, but you're required to only disclose what needs to be disclosed, like with myself or with other people in the program, in order to get things done, okay? So there's no textbooks for this course, but these publications here, 4012, 4011, 6744, they'll all be given to you, and there's some videos and stuff to watch in order to pass these tests. By the way, I have to take them too, and if you run into any difficulty, my job is to help you so that you can pass them and that we can go ahead and get these returns done. Okay? So it's 3 semester hours, and again, don't forget 5 hours of VITA, okay? And don't be late, okay? So keep in mind when you're doing this, you have to really do it, okay? And, had a couple problems occasionally in the past, but remember, okay, this is something you volunteered to do. It's a great course, but you have to be professional about it, okay? There's also going to be required training classes, okay? And I'll be available in January. But listen, by the end of January, if you haven't passed these tests, you're going to have to drop the course. Okay. So notice there'll be significant training in the first 3 to 4 weeks, okay, of the class, and everybody has to go through up to the advanced stage. Okay. So there's basic and then there's advanced. Now some of these other ones we don't normally do, but you got to go through at least advanced. Okay. All right, so notice here, participation, okay? So once you've passed the training, there's additional tax preparation training projects and other VITA-related activities to be attended to. So what does that mean? That means that when you're in VITA, you're expected to be there for 5 hours doing VITA activities. Now, maybe organizing some stuff at VITA, and maybe working on some additional practice. It may be helping somebody else out with a tax return, okay? Now, your job is to check with me to see what I need done. If everything's all covered and we're doing well and you're doing well and you have some extra time, that's one thing, okay? But the bottom line is, and again, remember, attendance is essential to getting a good grade and passing the class, okay? Like I said, don't be late. And I know some of you, you don't always come to class. This is not one of those classes. This is not. This is one you better show up for, okay? All right, so a little bit tips of success. Treat it like a job. You're professional. You're getting course credit. These are real tax returns, okay? We're not kidding, okay? You have to dress appropriately. Business casual, okay? So don't come like you just rolled out of bed wearing, I don't know. You got to look, you have to look the part, okay? Okay. Community service opportunity. Remember, you're representing the UNCP community, okay? So you want to make sure you do that. Get started on the certifications exams early, okay? Notice they're essential. They're open book and they're on time, okay? That doesn't mean you don't have to practice, but you can take your time doing them. But the bottom line is, remember, you have to get this knowledge. And even if you've never had tax before, by the way, they train hundreds of thousands of people every year to do this. It's not impossible. You can do it. You just have to make sure that you put in the proper time, okay? Let's see what else. Absences, again, you better have a good reason. Now, if it's university sanctioned, that's a bit of a different story. But nonetheless, you're still responsible for those hours, okay? You guys can read this other stuff here. It's kind of boilerplate. It's on every syllabus. Okay, so here are the assignments. So this one for the online students, literally this is just giving me your information as to where you'd be working. And by the way, I will make a separate little video for the online folks because there's something a little bit different for them. So volunteer standards of conduct. This is a test. It's an easy test, okay? Intake, interview, and quality review. Again, this is another test, okay? Video assignment. These are the training assignments, okay? So all students need to watch them. Notice it's worth 100 points. Need to watch. This is how you're going to learn how to do this. Now, there's a host of videos, but if you start doing it, it's a few hours long, all of it, all added up together. But believe me, it'll pay off in the long run being able to do your work. Okay, basic exam, another test. Okay. Scroll on down here. Advanced exam. So all of the ones that all four are needed. If you don't pass them, no class for you. Or at least not this class. Okay? All four are needed. Now the site coordinator, this is actually what I do, but there's a test you can take as well. This looks good on resume. So if you can say that you were the site coordinator or one of the site coordinators for a VITA program, that's a really good thing, okay? All right, so that's a total of 500 points. Now, at the end of the semester, there's a couple of impressions papers. They're not too difficult, okay? So you need to kind of keep a little journal about soft skill experiences and stuff like that. Again, nothing too formal, but so we got 500 points right here. Then these two papers, there's two papers that need to be done. That's another 200. So now we got 500 plus 200. And then the final 300 is my evaluation of how you did. In other words, did you do what you're supposed to do? Did you show up on time? Did you work hard? Did you try to help people? Did you come dressed appropriately? All of those items for a total of 1,000 points. Okay? By the way, there is no way you should not get an A in this course. Okay? You'd have to not show up, do some thing, especially after you've passed those tests and stuff. But anyway, just to let you know, got to do things the right way. We're going to have fun doing it, but have to do it right. And then here's typical grading scale right here. Okay. And anyway, that's about it for the syllabus. I'll be back with some more information in just a moment.